We're up. Hello. What? Uh-oh. Oh, I know what the issue is. I have the same problem. I did the same thing on TNT earlier this week. Can someone speak now? Does anyone hear him? Okay, it's still only me. Hold on. I'm tired. I'm sorry.
Morning. Not even. So
there we go. I think we're good now.
All right. How about now?
Sorry.
All right. It's all right. Good now, says human. There we go. Welcome everyone to the
welcome.
Rise reaction live stream. We got Brandon at the head of this because it is very early.
We're having way too much fun for this early in the morning.
Yeah, and I'm here too.
Yeah, Steve is here.
As you all know, I record and stream from my bedroom, and it is early, so my wife is asleep, and I would never, ever turn the camera on while she's sleeping. So,
yeah, it's like a bad idea.
Probably, the right call. Yeah, it's 5:50 a.m. and we're up for a video game presentation. I love it.
Here in Arizona, it's 6:50 a.m. because time zones are terrible and daylight savings.
So I've technically got a full sleep, but I just don't want to get up.
I'm kind of a night person anyway, so I tend to
you haven't gone to bed yet.
Morning to late night, and so I just kind of snooze for 30 minutes, and then I just figured, if I try to go to sleep properly, I'll feel like shit at 5:30. I might as well just go for it. Just
And real quick, y'all know Brandon. If you watch TNT, he's been on the show a couple of times. Brandon is one of our best friends here at GVG. He made the cool background that you see floating around behind the video. He's helped us out with tons of stuff. And
right now,
for the purpose of today's stream, he is our Monster Hunter expert.
Yeah.
So I think the three of us, the core GVG crew, we've all played a little bit, but we're not exactly pros. So we have Brandon here to help us explain, to explain
why should we be hyped. I played a little bit of, I think, Monster Hunter Ultimate on 3DS when it came out, and I think a little bit of one of the other games. And they're fine. I have nothing against them. It's just a gameplay loop that never really caught on to me, where kill a monster, get the parts, get better parts, and then go on to fight bigger monsters so you can get better parts and keep going through that way. It's sort of RPG-ish in that way, but also not really. It's all about the craft. And it just hasn't clicked with me. Now, granted, I haven't tried Monster Hunter World, which apparently is the most user-friendly, like the most newbie-friendly.
Monster Hunter,
I can vouch for that.
Monster Hunter has a learning curve that's 1.5 miles high. And it is not ever gracious about it. So Monster Hunter World was an improvement. I'm hoping to hear today that they're going to take more steps towards making it easier. Not easier to play, but easier to understand, I guess is what I mean. Because I remember playing Monster Hunter Tri on the Wii when it first came out. That was my first Monster Hunter game, and it took me I beat the single player campaign before I learned how skills worked. So
wow, really?
I had RPGs like that where you don't fully figure out the battle system until after the game. It was like, wait a second.
I can certainly vouch for it being user friendly. I did the E3 preview for GX of Monster Hunter World Iceborne, and it was I had done a little preview of, I think, Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate on 3DS or something for GX as well. But other than that, I barely played the series, and I was able to carry my team amazingly. People were like, that couldn't be your first time playing, and I'm like, no, it really basically is.
Ash is just that good.
I'm not friendly, believe me. I am not just that good at Monster Hunter.
I wish you'd been in my E3 team when I played when I played Iceborne.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
It wasn't a good team, huh?
I mean, it was, but you know.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I'll say is that Monster Hunter for me has always demoed exceptionally well because I have someone there that knows the game in depth, like walking me through, like, oh, hey, you should do this. You should use this item.
Mm-hmm.
Here's how you should approach this specific monster. And so I have like somebody filling in the gaps of what the game doesn't explain to me very well.
I've always been someone who's vouched for like having a Monster Hunter buddy that has at least played a game before, so that they can kind of guide you and fill in the gaps that the game doesn't fill in for you. And there's a lot of gaps that the game doesn't fill in for you.
Nice. See, and now we have a Monster Hunter buddy right here.
There we go.
I have been like watching you guys for years, waiting for someone to play Monster Hunter. I'm like, somebody, please.
That'd be nice.
It's not for lack of interest, but I agree with you that like it needs kind of a coach. So I think if somebody like taught me the ins and outs of the game and I absorbed it, which I'm not gonna lie, somebody might show it to me and I still might be like, if somebody teaches it to you, then that might help. Hi, Vidiots in chat. Yeah, I'm a disembodied voice this morning. It's just a little early, and you know, I record from my room. People are asleep, and just not going to turn the camera on while folks are sleeping. So
it's kind of crazy that Monster Hunter's like exploded the way it did, because I remember Monster Hunter on PS2 being pretty modest.
I'm gonna grab some water. Be right back.
Hey, Jake Pelka, nice to see you. We love you too, guys. Man. Good morning, Lon. For those of you that don't know, Lon made our banner right here on GVG. So
nice.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, Monster Hunter didn't really catch its stride in the West until World. I saw a huge amount of appreciation for Monster Hunter once World came out, specifically in the US. And that was exciting to me as a fan who felt really lonely over here.
I saw a bit more talk about it come, I want to say the 3DS and Wii versions, or Wii versions. So for some reason that caught on, probably because there wasn't a lot of hardcore games on the Wii. So it's like, you know, let's try this out. Monster
Hunter Tri also had just the most incredible marketing campaign in the US, with a Viking named Ironbeard McAuliffe in every single commercial, walking around in public telling people about monsters he's hunted, running around with his pickup truck with a Lagia Cruise head in the back. That's actually what got me into the series, because those commercials were amazing.
I believe it. The commercials can really do that for you.
Chaos Cobra in the chat asked real quick, Brandon, what weapon do you use in most of the Monster Hunter games?
So I main two weapons. The first weapon I mained in Monster Hunter, and I still do to this day, is the hammer. It's just a really strong fundamental weapon. I think it might be one of the best weapons to learn how to play the game with, because it's very simple. And then the most recent main weapon I use is the Charge Blade, which was introduced in Monster Hunter 4. It is a lot more complex than the hammer, so I think that's like that's the next step up if you're looking to try something new. But yeah, I like dealing heavy damage, so those two weapons are very appealing to me.
I love the idea of someone being like, well, gonna go hunting, and someone just hands them a hammer. Like, get out there.
Hey, sorry to interrupt you guys, but we got a $10 donation from John Polish Impossible to Say. So this is where you guys went. I thought you were on an extended Game Explain break because of all the Game Club hours. Missed you all a lot. Well, thank you, John.
Yeah,
thank you for joining us over here at GVG, and we hope you subscribe and stick around. Thank you so much for being here, man.
Yeah, that is
went off and did our own thing.
We will stay here.
So. Yes, we're staying here. We're doing our own thing and kind of branching out, and
it's funny because John was talking about too that a lot of people still don't realize that he's at Nintendo Life.
Oh yeah, I watch. You know, I love the work John's done over there, and I make a point specifically to go watch his videos on Nintendo Life. And every single one, I still see a comment like, "Wait, John left Game Explain," and I'm like, "We did too."
Yeah, it just didn't really talk about it.
Yeah. By the way, Joseph Bayer, thank you. Said, Ash, your shirt is great. Thank you. I'll show it off one more time before we start. It's one of my favorites. It's Tina's.
Oh, that's amazing.
Signature laugh.
It's
really good. I saw it at Anime Expo like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, back in the before times, and I was like, that is a shirt that you buy sight unseen. Like
every person that you go by who's played the game is just going to hear it when they see it.
Oh, I've gotten so many compliments on it. It's I love this shirt.
All right,
here we go.
2
10 seconds.
1.
All right, 10 seconds.
Everyone in the chat, just let me know if sound is okay.
Doggy.
Ninja.
Oh, hi, doggy.
I'm so excited for the Palamutes.
What's different? Is that different from Palicos, or?
So
those are the dogs.
Yeah,
right?
Palamutes are.
Oh, Palamutes is the dog.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were doing those. Okay, nice.
No sound, sorry, no audio, Brandon.
Oh, okay. I have it too low then. Let me work on that.
I can hear it. Oh no, wait, no, it's coming from Twitch. Never mind.
Here, let me do this instead.
How about now?
That's because I have my sound routed in every other direction.
Sorry about this, everyone. We'll get it fixed.
It wouldn't be a GVG stream without some audio problems.
Right.
Thankfully, it's subbed.
So have a look.
Can everyone hear now?
We'll see if we get a response. Okay, we good.
Okay,
cool.
Okay,
sorry
good.
about that.
Nice.
Sound is here, no visual.
No video now.
Oh, the video's up.
What?
Hold on. Yeah, I was gonna say I see the video. I'm watching.
It could be louder.
Same.
Okay, yeah. Folks are saying it's a little quiet.
All right, I just boosted it.
All right.
See, I'm
What the
glad
heck?
that I'm not the only one that has these issues.
Oh, I think
Right.
it's just a natural thing.
Yeah.
It's impossible to get it perfect.
It
Doing
is
it live.
way harder when it's
This is looking great visually.
Yeah, visually,
Yeah.
this is
Really coming together well.
Goss
that-
Herrig?
I was
Oh,
gonna
that's
say,
awesome.
Did that monster make an ice blade? It totally did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it
And,
threw it
and,
at you.
ice beam.
That's cool.
Oh,
He's-
it's
Brandon, you're gonna
Lagombi.
have to fill me in. Is this stuff normal?
That wasn't
These are
normal.
new monsters.
Nice.
Lagombi is returning. Kezu is also
Okay,
returning.
that thing is freaky as hell.
Yup,
Right.
That's
That is nightmare fuel.
tapeworm with wings, or dragon tapeworm.
Great
What
Maggie.
What is
like
also
Kezu's
returning.
creepy as hell?
I know,
Yeah.
it's kind of disgusting.
Yeah. It reminds me of
Not sure.
I think it reminds me of one of the Evangelions, I think, or one of the angels from Evangelion, if I can remember correctly.
I was gonna
Ooh.
say, like,
Wyvern
this is
riding?
actually good
This
to
seems
see.
new.
Oh,
Whoa,
well, that
okay.
looks cool as hell.
Yeah,
What
okay.
the hell? That's sick.
That's cool.
Okay,
Is that new,
yeah.
Brandon?
Oh yeah, that's totally new.
That's really neat.
So you could mount monsters before, but you couldn't
Wow.
guide them like that.
That's cool. Could you
This is-
fly like flying monsters before, like wyverns, or is that?
Flying monsters are a
fighting each
staple of the
other.
series.
Oh, okay, okay.
Is that a thing before? The monsters fighting each other as you're battling?
So that was introduced
I
in
think
World,
that-
but they
yeah,
didn't
okay.
fight in the sky like that. That's new.
Oh, look
This
at that.
looks fantastic.
Okay, that's pretty freaking cool.
Okay, that was sick. Mizutsune?
Yeah.
That's Mizutsune.
Wow, that was a good trailer.
Yeah, no kidding.
Bubble Monster is one of my favorites.
Bubble Monster. March 26th.
Oh
Wow.
man.
All right. So when's the demo?
Wow, I love that ending monster. That with the bubbles.
Hope
and
you
that was cool.
enjoyed this new trailer.
I did enjoy it. Thank you.
Now let's
Did you
go
guys?
into a bit more detail about the things we
Wow.
just showed off.
All right.
I'm
Take it away.
not even a Monster Hunter fan like that, and I was really impressed.
Good trailer.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And for the Switch, it looks really nice.
Yeah, this does not look like it's on
Let's start
Switch.
with the locale.
It doesn't at all.
We just showed off the Frost Islands.
Frost Islands. Okay, this is new.
Right.
Some mammoth-looking creatures over there. Ooh. riding the
God, that's
Palamute.
amazing.
Always my favorite in most games.
They really should have just named it Ninja Dog.
So, running in Monster Hunter expends stamina. You can ride your Palamute and guide it, and you don't lose stamina now. So,
Okay,
I
that
love it's called a Palamute. That's so great.
yeah, it's really good.
Finally, something that's new, right? Because it's always been Palicos before this.
yeah, the
Yep.
dogs.
Yeah, so finally something for the dog fans. Nice.
There's something
Like
for
we're
owl
missing out on
fans too,
demographic.
because you also have a pet owl. Tracks
Okay,
monsters for
nice.
you.
Let's have a look
I
at the monsters that
can't
live
believe
here.
this is a
Name your
Switch
pet
game.
owl.
Seriously.
This is Ghost Harag.
Ghost
one of the new
Harag.
monsters.
He has just a ice blade. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Very like Oni-inspired face.
Ghost Harag
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
a creature that lives in icy
Man, the
regions,
the
roaming
fur on
snowy
this thing
fields
looks
for prey.
really impressive. Like I'm
It's a
blown
fanged
away
beast that attacks
by how
hunters
good this looks
using
visually.
blades of ice.
Hey, we got a
I would
$5
thank-
donation from Pyro Jack Daniel. The aesthetics remind me of Japan only of the Japan only portable third, and I'm loving it. Nice, nice to hear it.
Can you
Thank
cut
you,
off
thank
that
you so much.
blade, pick it up yourself, and stab him with it?
I'm sure you
Next up
can
is
break
the
it.
Flying wyvern, Barioth.
Barioth's my boy.
Sabertooth
Love that.
dragon. Sabertooth dragon.
I love Barioth. He's so cool.
I gotta say, I've not looked
Oh,
at the
wow,
monster
that's
designs
It is a
too
fearsome
much,
monster with
but
huge
they are
fangs and
really
sharp
creative. Like
spikes.
familiar, but
The
like these
spikes on
weird.
its front paws and tail
combinations.
are actually
Yeah,
scales
one
that
of
it
my,
uses to freely
uh,
move around on icy
friends,
surfaces.
his name, I swear it sounds fake, Dr. Michael California. He did a great article for, I want to say, Polygon, discussing how when they design monsters for
Next
Monster
is a
Hunter, they take
flying
like
wyvern,
real world
Keswick.
biology into
Oh God,
Yeah.
I hate that
into
thing.
consideration.
Kind of
and
love
just-
it.
I mean,
This
This
I
is the
say
one
that
that reminds me of
this
one of the
thing
angels from
appears.
Evangelion.
In dark places like
Or maybe
Yeah.
it's the mass-produced divas.
That
might
was
remind
the
me of. I actually
ugliest
think it's
render
that.
of
Be
Kezu
careful
I've
of the
ever seen.
electricity it releases from its
That thing
Ugly
is
in a way that's just like super
creepy.
disgusting.
Oh my God.
They somehow made Kezu more
That thing
disgusting.
belongs in, like
I'm not a fan
Bloodborne
of
or
that.
Dark Souls.
Now let's look at the
Yeah, that was he is a deeply
I'm not a fan of
unsettling
this thing
creature.
at all.
So Great Baggy is a one of like
Even
the
I know
lowest
Baggy.
rank monsters.
It is characterized by its
Uh-huh.
This
blue-white
is definitely
skin
like a
tone
monster
and a
for
large protruding
for
crest
beginners,
on
so
its
it'll
head.
probably show up
Yeah.
earlier in the
Okay.
game.
It
I was gonna
catches
say,
prey
even
by
I've killed a
dousing them
baggy
with
or
the
two in
fluid
my
that
day.
knocks them unconscious.
Yeah,
So
thanks,
when
John.
you
John in the
protect
chat. Thanks.
yourself
It's. I'm
against
talking about the
that
mass-produced
effect.
Eva line from End of Evangelion. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it reminds me of.
I want them to end this with like the most
Next
out
up
of left
is the
field
fanged
inclusion in
beast,
the game.
like
He'll be like,
Gombi.
Waluigi is a monster. Like,
I've
you just
always-
hunt him.
You know, it's
And
funny you
just
say that.
Waluigi as himself.
I've always dreamed of a giant Yoshi monster.
It uses its belly to glide
Oh
around
man, that would be
snow.
really.
Well,
fun.
Lagombi's kind of
Imagine.
cute, and
So you'll need to be quick on
He's
your
like a-
toes
probably gonna maul you to death away.
Funny monster.
They just show like
Yeah.
a hunter in Mario garb, like
Yeah.
relentlessly
Joseph Bayer,
dismembering
Brandon
Yoshi.
should review this for GVG. I believe he is.
Yes.
That's the plan.
And now
That
we
was
move on
so
to the
one of the
flying
things when
wyvern,
we were first
T-Rex.
talking to Brandon about GVG, he was like, "Hey, I know you all don't know Monster Hunter. Can I review it?" And we were unanimously
This
like,
is
"Yeah."
an
Yeah.
extremely
Yeah,
of course,
dangerous
yeah.
monster that uses its well-developed limbs to rush at its
So
prey.
Tigrex is a
Dealing
fan
I know
favorite.
T-Rex. Yeah.
Claws
Okay.
and jaws.
Also enormously ferocious, so people are often afraid of him. His deal is that he just kind of never stops moving. He charges just relentlessly.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I just love this T-Rex head placed on a dragon's body. That's what
Yeah.
they seem to do. Like, we'll take a
Let's look
saber-tooth
at some
head and put it on
monsters
the
from
body. We'll
other
take a T-Rex
locales.
head and put it on the
First
body.
up is the Leviathan.
I'm
Luigi's
familiar with some of
body.
the
Uniquely evolved
I'm
creature.
familiar with some of the legacy monsters for Monster Hunter because I did all the Monster Hunter art books for Udon. Like I
Mhm.
localized them, so like I'm familiar with them through that.
It secretes
I
a
love
special
this guy.
fluid that it
This
can
guy, yeah, this
turn
thing
into
is
Yeah.
gorgeous.
by rubbing
Mizuzune.
against its body.
Mizuzune was one of the 4 monsters
These
that was
bubbles will
exclusive
greatly
to Monster Hunter
hinder your
Generations.
Hmm.
Okay.
Previously, Glavenus was too, but Glavenus was added to World, so this is the second monster being unchanged from Generations.
Nice.
And my
Okay.
personal favorite from that game.
This might be my favorite one that I've seen so far. Like probably by a pretty decent margin, actually.
So only one of these monsters that they showed off was brand new.
And here's the flagship
Yeah.
monster of this
Oh,
game.
here we go.
Magnamalo.
Magnamalo.
Hmm.
Spoiler alert, Magnamalo's not the final monster. That is a
Okay.
tradition.
Magnamalo's
okay.
body is enveloped by a carapace hard as armor. And it
Kind of cool,
attacks
but I
hunters
still,
with its
I'm
tail
with Ash. I
and a
think
type of gas
Mizutsune is
that
my
looks
favorite
like
one I've seen so
hellfire.
far.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful
I
monster.
mean, that being said, Magnamalo is kind of cool looking. Like,
Yeah.
I get,
Look at.
I think
I
Magnamalo
love how
gives me
most
more.
of it is just having the player character get his ass beat.
I know.
Yeah.
Look at those water effects.
I know.
Like, I'm really shocked by the visuals in this game.
RE Engine, baby.
Yeah.
Wyvern riding.
I am so excited for this. You have no idea.
Once you've met the
I could
unlocked
see why.
requirements, you'll be able to use your
I'm sure if you're like a
Wyvern to
hardcore
bind
fan,
monsters
you're probably
to use
losing
a
your mind
feature
right now.
called Wyvern riding.
Now you can charge on against everything with that T-Grex.
This lets you use Iron Silk to control
I
wild
think in my
monsters.
limited time playing Monster Hunter, the
can
weapons
even
I've
use
typically
this to
done
make
the
a monster
best with are the
attack
dual blades.
other
That's one of the
monsters.
weapon choices, right?
Yes,
Yeah. Okay.
they're a
think
popular
typically
choice
I've
because
used the dual blades.
they're nice and fast, so you can get
Uh-huh.
a lot of dodges in.
Right.
Unlike
That's
something like the
definitely my
Great
style.
Sword, where you attack and
Now
you've
let's have a
committed.
look
So
at
if
your
you
base.
screw it up,
Okay,
you're
yeah,
gonna get
not
hit.
my
Where
style.
you get to meet a
Uh-huh.
bunch of
Oh my
local
God,
Yeah, I
the
like being
beast
able to
looks-
dart around
Oh.
against a lot of combos.
That is
more
gorgeous.
interesting.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I love this. Fugen.
This
I have
is
a feeling this is
Fugen,
going to do
the
very well
village
on
elder.
Switch.
He is deeply
God, I hope
trusted
so.
and respected by the villagers. And he's a
I'm
certified
impressed by
long
how
sword wielder
hard
as
they
well.
appear to be pushing the Switch hardware. I mean,
Me
Monster
too.
Hunter is also known for,
Mhm.
you know, like, well,
Pretty
I
sure
think
this
they're
is-
known
Are the
for, but
Village Quest and
the
Yeah.
Monster
Conquest
Hunter games
maidens,
I've played have all had
Hinoa
pretty
and
solid
Minoto.
frame rates too.
They
by
are
necessity,
Wyverian
so
twins, beloved
I'm
throughout
not
the
sure,
village.
like if it looks
Their
this
songs
good
bring peace to
and
the
doesn't
villagers'
dip into the
hearts,
teens,
and
I'll be
Minoto
really
has even
impressed.
Girl
taken up
summon
painting
Mothra.
recently.
Same.
BJ Bovia notices also that the frame rate looks solid, which
This
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
is
Yomogi,
hugely
a
important
cheerful
for a
young
game
girl
like this.
Who runs the local tea
Mhm.
shop.
Man, those-
These characters are so expressive. This is unlike Monster Hunter.
This is
Oh, wow.
Guildmaster Hojo, the oldest man in the village and manager of all things quest related.
I'm gonna hold out
He
hope
draws
that
all of the quest notices
a Mega
that
Man
go up
crossover,
on
that like the
quest
one that
board.
happened in World, somehow ends up making its
Kakashi.
way into Rise as well. That can
Oh,
take advantage
I'm
of it.
positive
This
we'll
is
get some
Master
cool stuff
Utsushi,
like that.
Leader
Dude,
of
you're
think
not
so.
wearing
hunters
a mask
in
over your
the
nose.
village.
Come on.
Where's the
Right.
Sharingan eye?
Dude, if they
And
did some
this is
Naruto
Iori,
DLC for
the
this,
bunny
I would be in
handler.
heaven. I would buy the whole
He
game
is a
and the
kind,
DLC.
pure-hearted young boy
They
who
often
loves
do some
animals.
anime crossovers, so it's not out of the question. Kogarashi.
This is Feline Chief Kogarashi.
The
He's in charge of
Meowcenaries.
deploying the Meowcenaries.
I love all the puns in Monster Hunter. They're just so unabashed about it.
And this is Rondine, the trader. She came on a ship from a faraway country.
I mean, if there's
to
any
trade with
fantastic
the
reason
village.
for this to be the one I get into the series
Your
with, is
base
because they
contains
added
some
dogs.
facilities to make
Yeah.
your
I mean,
game
this is-
100%.
more interesting.
Yeah, like damn.
This is the
Oh,
training
cool. They have a
area,
training
where you
area.
can try
That
out
thing's
weapon
adorable.
actions
Your
by
training
attacking
monster.
A variety of objects.
Meowcenaries is really good.
You can even
That's-
change the
that's
behavior of
adorable.
some of these objects.
Oh, you can train
there's
with friends
Carol.
too. That's
With the help of all the
Oh,
villagers,
nice.
you will have to take on the Rampage.
okay. The Rampage is something that
We'll have more
I
to
think
share
will
on
be
the
its own
Rampage
mode.
in the future.
Hmm.
it looks like
Might be
tower
one of the-
defense.
Oh, okay. Tower defense. I was thinking of I'm
Let's
trying to think
do
of
a
the like
quick
horde mode.
recap of the product information.
Oh, it could be that
for
too.
Monster Hunter Rise.
Oh, okay.
The release
Watch
date
them be
is
like, the
March
demo
Oh, that's cool box
now.
art.
2021.
It is.
Of
There
course.
will be a standard edition and a deluxe edition
Let's see.
that contains a set of recommended DLC.
DLC.
Supplies
Oh, you
limited,
can get in
but
the
there will be some
Beaver
exclusive
costume
bonuses
or a
like
Forest
layered
Cat
armor
costume.
For your Palamute
That's
and
funny.
Palico, and a novice
Oh, they're
talisman
so
that'll help out
cute.
during the
That is
early stages of the
adorable.
game.
Oh, they're so
Make sure to
cute.
pre-order so you don't miss out.
Oh man,
We will also
Oh,
release 3
is this
on
coming out
the
in
Yeah,
same
they-
day
Palamute
as
amiibo.
the
they
game.
had me at Palamute.
I have all of those
I'm
pre-ordered
gonna
already.
hand the mic back to the dev team.
Ooh,
Oh,
time to
here
learn
comes
about the
They
demo
are
demo.
info.
anxious to tell you
Demo
about
time.
the demo.
Nice.
Inject me. Give.
Hope you enjoyed that bevy of new information. I'd like to talk about the demo now, and with me here
That
is
bevy.
Yasunori
Good
Ichinose,
SAT
the
word.
director of the game.
Hello everyone, I'm Yasunori Ichinose, the director on Monster Hunter Rise. It's nice to be here.
I don't think they're in the same
This
room.
demo
Call me
has
crazy.
4 quest types available. A beginner quest.
I feel like
an
it's going to be
intermediate quest,
the demo's
a
going to drop
basic
today.
Well, you
training
get
quest,
to do
and a
wyvern
riding
riding in the
training
demo.
quest, which will help you get used to the new
Okay, this is kind of a
wyvern
different
riding
format
quest.
than they typically do.
Of course.
In a good way, you
all
think, or no?
14 weapon types are
I'm not
playable.
sure because there's no hard quest.
The beginner quest and
Unless
the
you unlock it
intermediate
later, I
quest
don't know.
can of course
Yeah.
be played solo.
At
but
least
they
they're
are
having you
also
be able to play
available
online,
in
and you
local
can just
co-op
keep
and
trying out
online
the
co-op.
quest
yeah.
with different weapons. So that's kind of nice. They have it sort of short and sweet.
For this demo, you'll get to explore
That
the
said,
shrine
like
ruins.
having the 2 training
This is
quests
a
that train
great
you on
locale for
mechanics
learning
is a
about the
brilliant
wire
idea,
bug
and they've never
and the
done that
new
before.
stat-boosting
I
endemic
think it's
life
actually kind of
featured in this
smart
game.
not to have a hard quest in a demo. And the reason
The
why is
beginner
I think
quest features
you run the
Great
risk of
Izuchi,
people like me
while the
who haven't played it a
intermediate
ton
quest
getting
has you
turned
take
off by
on
the high
Izitsune,
difficulty.
which
Like,
we
because
revealed
people,
today.
there's a lot of people will go, oh, I'm good at games, I'll just
Of
do
course,
hard, and they'll
you'll
be like,
able to
this
take
is
a
too
Palamute
hard, and
and
put the whole
Repelico
thing
with
down.
you, so you can experience riding a canine
So
and
forcing people
receiving
into the
various
lower
kinds of
difficulties where they
support from
can
your
focus
buddies.
more on the mechanics is
The
probably
basic
smart,
training quest
in my
will
opinion.
teach you how to
Yeah,
use
Well, you know,
the
and
Our man X points out Bravely Default
Yeah.
2 was a
and
hard
the
quest
wyvern
demo, and that
riding
was
training quest will let you try out
yeah,
the
I was
new
just about to
wyvern
say
riding
that.
feature.
I think that was one of the things that turned a lot of people off of the
Wyvern
first.
riding
Oh, I
is
love
a new
Bravely Default 2
system
demo.
that allows you
It
to
was just
control
way too hard.
monsters for a while.
Oh, this new
By
training
dealing
or
enough damage
arena
through
area
aerial
is
Or
amazing.
attacks or silkbind attacks using the wire bug.
It's so
Or
vertical.
Uh,
using turf wars or
agreed.
endemic
I
life.
really
That
like
Alpha
to
Lion
hear how this
asks,
setup.
Ash, are you a glutton for punishment?
While
Depends on the
controlling
genre,
wild
but typically
monsters,
not
you
really.
can move
But
around
certain
and
genres, yeah.
attack,
Like rhythm games.
and you can even slam them into
Yeah,
walls.
the thing for me is,
So
if a game
this
is
is
too hard,
definitely
like I
something
just kind of
you'll
lose my
want to
motivation
check
to
out.
play it. Like there are very few games where I go, wow, this is an incredible challenge. I'd love to lose
That's all for the
hundreds
demo.
of times in a row before winning.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
demo will
it
be
is
released
January
on the date
7th.
shown on screen. It will only be available for
So
a
it is
limited
today.
time.
Okay,
So
well,
we
there you
But
go.
at what time?
download it and give it a
They didn't
try.
give one.
I'm gonna grab
All
my
the way to
Switch.
February
After this
1st, though.
show, we will release
Yeah,
some
So-
new
it's
videos
interesting the demo's not going to be up
that'll
forever.
teach you about
Yeah.
the wire bug.
Yeah, it didn't say what time today it's
And
going up.
Wyvern
Maybe the usual
riding.
eShop update time. It is a Thursday after all, so maybe around 9 a.m., 10
Check
a.m.
those
Pacific.
out if you want to see these new features in action.
Okay, this was short and sweet.
Thank you for joining
Yeah.
us today.
They're usually pretty
We
concise
will have
in these
more to share with you
Monster
on
Hunter
Monster Hunter
presentations.
Rise in the future.
Right.
So stay tuned.
Yeah, that means I get to get some sleep. Nice. I'm excited to try this demo out, though. So, can we all play together? Like, is that?
Yes.
Okay, it looked like it. I wanted to make sure.
Online, I guess we could, yeah.
Yeah, we could do a stream of the demo, like all together. That'd be fun.
Agreed.
I think it's just the same. Yeah, it's
Oh yeah,
same.
they're just replaying the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. It pretty much introduced everything I was expecting, which was a couple new monsters, returning monsters, and a new locale. I had a little bit of hope in my heart for a new weapon class. We haven't gotten one since Monster Hunter 4. That could still happen, but I'm not holding out for it.
Right.
Yeah, demo is not yet live on the eShop, just in case y'all were wondering.
I figured not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Brandon, as a hardcore dyed-in-the-wool fan, you're happy with what you saw today?
Oh, absolutely.
Nice.
I've basically been at the point since the reveal that I'm just kind of ready to play the game, you know?
Right.
Like, you don't need to tell me anything else. Like, I'll play it. It's a guarantee.
I'm going to play it.
Yeah.
It's cool. I'm not sure if it's still enough for me to actually pick up the game. Maybe the demo will convince me otherwise, but right now it's just like, yeah, it's neat. Cool for
That's
fans.
like
and I'm not quite cool
The
with me
one
right now.
element of Monster Hunter demos that doesn't really work is, you know, you lose out on the actual loop of the game. So like you don't get a sense for kind of how it works. You just get a sense for the combat. But that said, like, how do you really do that in a timely demo?
Right.
Yeah, that's definitely tough. I would say, while the needle moved on this one for me, I'm still way more excited for Stories 2 than for Rise. But for me, that comes down to just the art style. Like, I really like the anime.
I do like the art style.
Oh yeah, that game is beautiful, and it's gonna have what I imagine is full voice acting, which is gonna be new for the Stories games.
Oh yeah.
And it definitely seems more story driven than Rise, which is something that I probably would prefer more as well. But then then again, I'm not sure. Maybe does Rise seem to have a pretty prominent story? Would you say?
They've been trying to make the story more prevalent ever since 4. They dialed back a little bit, I think, in Worlds. So I think it's going to be serviceable, but nothing like extraordinary.
Gotcha. Liehord asks, "Hey, Asher, Derek, any interest in East 9?" So this is a weird one for me. As you know from if you've seen my Game Explain review and coverage in general, I loved East 8. I mean, really just fantastic game. In fact, I think I underrated it. I think I should have given it an 11. But either way, I want to be excited for East 9, but all the trailers and stuff that I've seen, it looks so dull. Like the setting compared to the island in East 8, this setting just looks really forgettable and just hasn't jumped out at me at all. But I'm going to give it a try anyway. I know the demo's out, so I'm going to give it a try anyway, but it doesn't hold that appeal to me, at least just looking at it. So, but we'll see.
Oh, Pyro Jack Daniel.
Hey.
$5 donation says, I doubt that the devs will add new weapons anytime soon. If anything, the devs would add exclusive weapons like the Tonfa and Axe in the future games. I don't know what that means, but thank you.
The Tonfa I know is from Monster Hunter Frontier, which is their kind of MMO style online game that's Japan only. I imagine the Axe is probably from that as well.
Jero17X asks, will you guys resume the 2020 in review this week again? Yes, so the plan currently is to do that on Friday. It's looking like there might be little news for us to discuss, but I think the plan is for us to
hold that off for now.
Or maybe we can, but yes, the plan is to do part 2 on Friday, which would cover the next 4 months.
Yeah.
And May through August.
Probably be able to finish it off on Monday then.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited to go back to that. And see what the hell the rest of the year was.
What was the rest of the year like?
I guess as long as there isn't any major news over the weekend, we could probably finish up on Monday.
Yeah, that's what.
Rob, you might be right. It might be from Monster Hunter Online, which is the Chinese MMO. There's 2.
Wow.
Hey, Steve, Jero17X wants to know if you are still playing through Demon Souls or not.
Yeah, it's taken a backseat because of other priorities, but it's definitely still a game I am playing through. I would just like to finish up my first feature, so that's a higher priority for me than finishing Demon Souls. But I imagine since Ratchet and Clank is like the next big PlayStation first-party game we know of, that I'll have plenty of time to go back to Demon Souls.
Especially since I'll be the one handling Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, that too.
Right.
I'm not doing the review for Ratchet and Clank. I will be handing that off to Derek. Speaking of which, you probably want to get a PlayStation 5 before that comes
Yes,
out.
I've started looking, but it's,
Damn you, stock issues.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, I know. And I was actually telling you, Derek, before we started, I have to gush to the chat. I can't wait till you get a PS5 because I just had a real genuine holy shit moment playing Astro's Playroom for the first time and feeling those adaptive triggers and the haptic feedback. The DualSense is actually, and I hate to use the term mind-blowing because it's so overused, but it really is blowing my mind, you guys. Like, I'm genuinely hyped about Astro's Playroom. What a delightful game.
Well, yeah, that was
so good.
That was one of my first notes when I was writing stuff down about what to talk about the PS5 when I got it. Like, there's literally just a line in my notes that says the DualSense is mind-blowing. Like, it really is.
It really is.
Incredible controller.
Yeah.
Someday I'll have one.
It feels like if Nintendo made a proper next-gen version of the current Switch Pro controller.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. It does feel like that.
On TNT, but just to real quick, Steve Wingsun with a £5 donation, thank you very much, says, thanks for getting up early to cover this. I'm definitely more intrigued after this presentation. I'm going to give the demo a go when it drops, and I think that's the best idea. I think that's the cool thing.
Yeah,
check out the
and
demo.
Thank you, Steve Wingsun.
See if it actually looks this good on the Switch, because it's still unbelievable to me. But,
I'm going to infect everyone who's watching.
That is not the right thing to say during a pandemic.
Never mind. I retract that statement.
You're like the Monster Hunter fan version of the Sigma virus.
Oh, God. I was informed of a deal. I want to say, it was on Tuesday, on Twitter, and it was basically the PlayStation 5, an extra controller, and then it came with Demon Souls, Sackboy, and Spider-Man Miles Morales, as well as Last of Us Part 2. None of which I actually have. So I was like, oh, this is perfect. And there's $830. So I was like, it's a little pricey, but you get a lot of extra cool stuff that I actually would use and am interested in.
That's a nice bundle.
Yeah. So I go to hit the add cart, and my phone registers it as me going back. And because I accessed it from Twitter, it took me back to Twitter, and I had clicked through for a few things. So I had to click on the link, get back in there, find the PlayStation, get back to it, and it was gone.
No.
So if I was just because I was on my phone, if I was on my PC, I probably could have picked it up.
Yikes!
Right.
Oh, it'll happen, my friend. It will happen.
Yeah, I mean, the longer it goes, the easier it'll get. So, I mean,
yeah.
We didn't have to look that long comparatively. Like, it's not as though my wife and I had been checking ever since launch with Wario 64 every day. Like, we got it fairly quickly for as often as we were checking.
The night that pre-orders went live, even though they weren't supposed to at GameStops, my wife went to GameStop for me. And the poor employees were just having a meltdown because they were not informed that this was going to happen. So it was just crazy there. They let her in and closed the doors behind her and locked the doors. And they were like, we're going to let you get a pre-order.
Oh my God.
So
wow.
We just had really lucky timing. They let my wife in and she got me a PS5 pre-launch or pre-ordered.
That's
pre-launch.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, the PS5 pre-order situation, I feel so bad for the folks that work at GameStop, but Zelda Universe's Elliot works at GameStop as like his day job, and he had tweeted out that he was literally on shift and the pre-orders went live in the system. And so I called my local GameStop and I was like, hey, I heard you guys are taking pre-orders. And they're like, nope, don't know what you're talking about. Come back tomorrow at like 3 p.m. or something. And I ended up letting a few friends know about the tweet, and every one of my friends but me had success at their local store. So I randomly decided like to go back to my store and just tell them like, hey, I can show you like 7 different people who all got pre-orders, and they're like, oh yeah, we're taking them. Like, thanks.
So you just got that one guy who's like, I don't want to deal with this.
Yeah,
they just didn't want you coming in is what they want. What they didn't want.
Yeah. I managed to sneak one in, and this was well before I knew that I would be receiving one from Sony, and I ended up giving it to a friend like that lived nearby because he was desperately trying to find one and couldn't. So I was like, hey, you can just give me back my $50 deposit and you can pay for the rest of it. And so it worked out and somebody got one. But I feel bad because now I had like 2 or 3 pre-orders because I'm paranoid, and I canceled all of them, and now I know like 2 or 3 people that are still looking for one, and I wish I had held on to those so I could give those to those folks. But
right,
what you gonna do?
I was lucky enough to also nab one from Amazon for pre-order the same day, and I ended up giving that one to a friend. I was like, I'm just gonna hold out, make sure neither of them get canceled, and if I end up with both, then you can have the other one.
Yeah.
Dat Alpha Lion, yes, I do own Rare Replay. It was Microsoft sent me a review code for it a long time ago, like years ago at this point, before Game Explain even. So yeah, I have it. It works fine on Xbox Series X. Like I haven't gone back and played it. I mean, there's really no need for me to, but I've looked into it. One of the things I did when I got my Series X was I just picked up a bunch of games that I figured I would be asked about and just verified they worked. So Rare Replay works. I can't tell you if it's any better because I didn't really put time into it, but yeah, I have it. It's there. I hope that helps.
We'll see.
Conmen RDW says, good morning and good vibes. Welcome, Conmen. I don't recognize your name. Thanks for coming by and hanging out with us.
That's my boy right there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All we gotta do is have Brandon on to bring in more more unfamiliar faces.
There you go.
The infection spreads.
Wow, what is
Oh,
this
man.
infection talk?
Oh God.
Too
I know,
early
right?
for this. Japan just went into COVID wave 2 lockdown.
Uh
Oh,
oh.
lovely.
Now
No, I
we
hadn't heard
know.
that yet.
Brandon, have you
Jeez.
been to Tokyo lately?
No.
Not like they would let any of us in.
No,
Can you
No
imagine
way.
being an American trying to leave the
Right.
country right now?
Oh no, that's terrible.
They're
But
like,
you
listen,
but
y'all
you have to
gotta fix your own
understand,
house.
Super Nintendo World's really important, and I have to go.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That was,
Priorities, man.
For that, yeah.
Yeah.
Rob says the Monster Hunter Twitter account has uploaded some guide videos, so those have started rolling out.
Yeah.
We also got a $5 donation from Lawrence Hugh Burns saying, always been hesitant to get into Monster Hunter. The dense UI/battle system intimidates. Whoop, 1 second. Anyhow, good vibes to y'all. Ash, get some sleep. Will do. And thank you so much, Lawrence. We also have another $10 donation from John Polish Impossible to Say. Ash, can you increase resistance on DualSense so the triggers act like trigger stops? Too much travel on triggers makes Fortnite difficult for tap firing. I glue zip ties behind my DualShock triggers. So I imagine, and Steve, you can probably back me up on this, that would be on a game-by-game basis, whether the game allows you to adjust that. Like, there's no system-wide setting
there is
for
a
that.
system-wide setting, but it's just
Oh,
to
is there?
turn it off.
Oh, just turn it
So
off. Okay.
You can turn off the resistance on the triggers. Increasing it though, I don't think so. I think they default to like max resistance. And I'm not sure that
Okay.
people would want to if they could, just because I've already heard reports of some people like going too hard on the triggers and snapping them off. So
Oh, man.
I imagine if the resistance was any higher than it is by default, that would happen a lot more.
Richard Herrera in the chat asks, for Monster Hunter newbies, is there a series of videos on YouTube that helps people learn the basics of Monster Hunter? I would recommend Gaijin Hunter. He has all kinds of videos detailing specific weapon classes, just, in general on Monster Hunter. This is something I also want to work on before Rise comes out, just to, just kind of ease people in. I want to talk about, like, the very basic stuff, just the stuff that the game really doesn't explain all too well to you. So
yeah,
I'll try to help out with that.
Well, if you want to see Brandon explaining Monster Hunter to someone who doesn't know how to play, stay tuned for when we stream the demo.
Exactly.
Three
people who don't know how to play.
So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, should we call it there? Because I'll be honest, I only have I don't know when this demo is coming out, but I'm unavailable from around 4:30, well, definitely 5 o'clock, but probably starting around 4:30. I need to be preparing for other things.
Well, and we have the Damiani discussion too. I assume that if we stream the demo, it would probably be this weekend or something.
Probably Friday,
or Friday.
Tomorrow would be during the day. Would probably almost
stay
be better.
tuned. We'll put out a community post tweets. Yeah.
So that might not be possible as well.
But on that note, just as a reminder for our patrons, for our live audience patrons, our obscure games discussion, patron requested, with Easy Allies as Michael Damiani, is happening today at 4 p.m. Pacific. So we hope to see you there again.
Liehord says it's at 3 Eastern. I saw it was 3. I saw it ended. The demo ended at 3 Eastern in February. I don't know if that's when it started.
I think.
Yeah, I don't think they had a start time.
That off of standard eShop update times. Is it?
That's what I'm guessing. Like 9 to 10 a.m.
That
maybe
might be
Pacific.
Cutting it a little close at 3 Eastern between getting it downloading and getting it set up. We might have to do the demo tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we could always have our Monster Hunter Pro here.
Oh, yeah, we could just have Brandon do it by himself and then do an online thing as well.
That's true. Yeah.
To be fair, it might be fun to see play that's not held back by 3 people who don't know how to play the game.
That's a good point.
That's a good point.
But we'll here's what we'll do. Okay, for those of you that don't know, GVG is fully Patreon funded, so we will put out a post once the demo is up for our executive producers and above. If you have experience playing Monster Hunter and you're looking for someone to play the demo with, maybe Brandon can open up his stream to you guys. But we'll get something up about the demo as soon as possible, and then later on we'll do a stream where the 3 GVG noobs get taught how to play the game by our friend and pro here, Brandon.
Right. And that one will probably be public. We'll probably
for sure,
Yeah.
absolutely.
All of it will be public.
Well,
it'll all be public. I'm just saying, if you want to play on the stream with somebody who knows what they're doing, and you know what you're doing, then we can open that up to our patrons at patreon.com/GVGaming.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool. With that, I think that's it, right, guys?
I believe so.
I need some coffee.
I need like 3 hours of sleep.
Yeah. All right, Ash, get some sleep.
Will do.
Derek, go prepare for your busy day today, man. There's a lot of exciting stuff we can't talk about happening today.
Yes. And also 450 people or so at our peak, I think, for this. So thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Very cool. Actually, 500 at our peak.
Oh, really? Even better. Then, well, thank you so much for the support, everybody, and for spending your morning with us. And we hope to see our patrons back for our discussion today at 4 p.m.
Yep. And Cat Person 5, unfortunately it's over. There will be an archive of this, and we'll have some more on the demo later today.
Sounds good.
All right.
Later, everyone.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye. I'm waving, but no one can see me.
Right.